What is up YouTube, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. We are still kicking it off with this Manectric team once again with Manectric, Tapu Bulu, Incineroar, Gyarados, Latios, and Celesteela. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, I highly recommend go checking it out. But anyway, let's get started. So I'm thinking of starting the team analysis series for all the teams I use for VGC 2018 Back Battles. Should be starting sometime next week. We'll be starting with the Empoleon team. And yeah, this week and next week is actually kind of crazy for me. I'm actually going to my first tournament later on, which is going to be Aeon Gaming, which is my first tournament in about 2.5 months, which is kind of crazy to start off with. So I'm really happy to start competing. Also, it's like one of the first VGC 2018 events we have in the area, especially before the format starts. It's not official for like championship points or anything. There was Rugters that was like in New Jersey, which is a college area, but I wasn't able to attend because I was upstate. So I'm really happy that I'll be able to most likely attend Aeon and compete, especially since I believe in Nintendo Switch is actually the prize if we can get 15 or more people, which would be interesting. So really happy about that as we find our first opponent of the day. Gengar, Whimsicott, Terrakion, Tapu Bulu, the Cresselia, and Terracott. I actually really love Gengar, Whimsicott, Terrakion, and people don't know. I think I say this every time I see it, but for people who are new watching me, I have used that at the Pokemon 2015 World Championship. I brought a team with Terrakion, Whimsicott, Gengar, and it is a super scary team to go up against. I think Latios is actually really solid here. I think this is a game where Latios can actually do a lot of work. Latios and Incineroar seems pretty good against my opponent with Fake Out, Pressure, with Scarf Psyshock, which should be able to knock out Gengar one hit since I'm modest. I don't really need Manectric much. I don't need Gyarados either. Although Z-Bounds could be really helpful. Celesteela could be really nice here. Well, it's about who I prefer. I definitely want Latios plus Incineroar. I don't think Manectric's really good against my opponent's team. I kind of like Tapu Bulu, and I think Gyarados for Intimidate. Celesteela could be helpful since it does really well against my opponent's team, but I'm not exactly too sure about it. I want offensive pressure for like the Cresselia, so that's why I really want to bring Bulu, because I think Bulu's really good against this team. The goal will be to try and knock out the Gengar as fast as I can, because Gengar's a threat. Prevent Tailwind. I'm pretty sure Gengar Whimsicott might lead here. If it's like Terracott or Cresselia, I still have Low Kick on my Incineroar, which could do some good work against that Pokemon. So, Latios plus Incineroar against Terrakion, Whimsicott. This is interesting. Does Psyshock knock out Terrakion? I don't think it does. I could just go for Fake Out Psyshock in a Whimsicott, which I think I will do. Yeah, I'm going to do that because it prevents my opponent from setting up beat up Tailwind. Terrakion most likely going to protect here anyway, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's quick card beat up. I don't think you want to risk that against a Latios, as yeah, Terrakion's going to protect because you don't want to be taken out by like a Psychic or anything. So I will be able to get a Fake Out off, and a Psyshock in a Whimsicott should do some good damage. I wonder who the Z move is. Terrakion is usually tend to be Z move now because of like +3 Rock Slide, being able to knock out like Pokemon like Cresselia for instance. But yeah, that's really good for me. I'm going to be able to get Psyshock. And I think Low Kick is in my play. I'm pretty sure you Rock Slide here. And I could get a lot of damage onto Terrakion. So you know what? I'm going to go for the Low Kick. Puts in range of the Psyshock 100%. And yeah, my opponent's actually going to go straight for the beat up. So I'm actually going to be able to outspeed and get a Psyshock into that Whimsicott. Pick up the knockout with a critical hit. I don't think that mattered. I just wanted to prevent my opponent from getting a 100% knockout here. The only way my opponent would have been able to get a knockout's close combat into the Incineroar slot or Z move. So Rock Slide going to come out. Don't flinch, please. Nice. As Low Kick going to come out into Terrakion. Base power 120. Almost able to knock out Terrakion, but it's really low. Latios avoiding is also really nice here. I don't know if that changes the damage calc. Maybe like, you know, maybe a Sludge Bomb for Mega Gengar if it decides not to Shadow Ball, trying to catch a switch in. But that's really nice. We get rid of Whimsicott. Terrakion's really weakened, and only Incineroar is taking about half right here. Tyranitar is going to come out. Now I have to make a choice. I want Latios in this game. I really want Latios in this game. Because Latios is so good against my opponent's team. I don't know if it's Scarf Tyranitar either. I don't think it is. Not on this team. I feel like it would be another item. I think Gyarados is a sack here, to be honest. I think I go for a low kick into Tyranitar. I don't know if you sack Terrakion or you just protect. I would probably just go for the Rock Slide, to be honest, but we'll see here. I'm just going to go out into Gyarados because I will be able to get Intimidate off, and if it's like a Rock Slide plus Crunch going out on the Latios slot, I should survive with my Incineroar, get a low kick off into that Tyranitar, and if it's the last one, this is like Mega Gengar, I should just be able to have this game sealed up. Well, not 100%, but we'll see. Yeah, Terrakion protects here, which is nice. So, is it a Crunch or is it a Rock Slide? Oh, Incineroar is just faster than Tyranitar, so that has like no speed investment. So Tyranitar actually just goes down. I did not anticipate that at all. But this play covered the Rock Slide from Terrakion and the Crunch is that slot. So now I had the Terrakion locked in, which is really, really nice. Getting that Terrakion locked in to Intimidate is really nice because my opponent can no longer switch to reset it. Cresselia is the last Pokemon. Okay. Latios seems pretty not that great anymore. So I think I'll just go for a Waterfall into Terrakion and I'll just go on a Latios right here. I definitely prioritize having Incineroar plus Bulu more. Incineroar can handle the Cresselia and probably 1v1 unless it's maybe like a Calm Mind HP ground set. And yeah, Latios should be able to take any hits. Icy Wind could come out, but Icy Wind Rock Slide won't knock out Gyarados. And even if like I flinch, it doesn't really matter too much. The Rock Slide just going to come out, does connect with both Pokemon, and I don't think the Rock Slide miss really matter at this point because I'm pretty sure I would have lived Rock Slide plus from before plus another Rock Slide. And yeah, I don't flinch, so that should be game because Waterfall does go out into Terrakion. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's game because Calm Mind Moonlight could be set, but I don't think like, yeah, it's Trick Room coming out. That should be 100% game. Interesting decision to Trick Room there. The reason why I think it's interesting to Trick Room there is because Terrakion's the only thing that's really faster is the Incineroar. Unless maybe my opponent thought I had Manectric in the back. Yet, I don't know, like Gyarados was still going to be able to live a Rock, so I'd probably just get a Waterfall. Maybe my opponent has like Psyshock that can knock out Gyarados. But yeah, Latios putting in a lot of work. So did Incineroar. I'm really happy about this. This was a really, really quick first game. I'm just going to Z-Bounce and Draco Meteor. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the match would be forfeited there. So pretty much I didn't let my opponent set up at all, which was basically the idea here, because if my opponent was able to set up a beat up, would have been able to sweep my team. So Baek Battles Psyshock, because to be honest, on a Gengar Whimsicott Terrakion team, I don't feel like you carry Protect on Whimsicott as much. You usually want to fit, I think, beat up, you want to fit Encore for sure. I don't know if it was Nature's Power, maybe even Z Nature's Power on the Whimsicott. I think it would also, I think beat up, Encore are definitely mandatory. I think Fake Tears is also a really good tool from what I've used with Terrakion, Whimsicott, Gengar, so that's kind of what I assume, because it allows you to knock out Pokemon like Aegislash, for instance, with Fake Tear Shadow Ball, knock out Mega Salamence, which could be really annoying to the team, and I would assume Tailwind is the last move, to be honest. I think Tailwind, beat up, and Encore 100% guaranteed, and the last move, yeah, like, I kind of didn't assume it's Protect. I kind of assumed it was like maybe an attacking move, maybe it's Taunt. There could have been a lot of possibilities. Whimsicott's one of those Pokemon that just has so many different possibilities that you could run on that Pokemon. As we find an 1832 rated player from Japan as our next opponent. Not last, next. Ooh. Charizard, Kartana, Scrafty, Tapu Fini, Porygon 2, Gigalith. This feels like, I don't know, this is a weird fusion. It's like 2017 with Scrafty Charizard instead of like Arcanine and electric type Pokemon. So yeah, Manectric actually does a lot of work here. Manectric does a lot of work. So does Gyarados. Incineroar plus Boo can also do a lot of work. The problem is that Charizard's going to be a massive threat to the team. I definitely want Incineroar, Tapu Bulu, and I think that my Manectric does really well here. I guess this is the question, what's my last Pokemon do I really want? I think Gyarados could work really well for Intimidate, but I'm not sure. Celestial is also like calling out to me a bit. The problem is this team doesn't have any good Rock Slide switch-ins, which is problematic, I feel like, for this team. I think I want to go Incineroar. I think Incineroar Manectric's fine here as a lead with Tapu Bulu, Gyarados. I don't really need my Lightning Rod in case, like, well, maybe the Porygon 2 carries Thunderbolt, because I could definitely see it carrying Thunderbolt on this team. So we'll see if it carries Thunderbolt. This is the Getz's theme? I don't even remember what song I put on. I also got to explore the other music options, but I'll do that in the future. I got a lot of things. I did say that I did have the Aeon Gaming Tournament. Then next week is the first championship point event. It's the Liberty Garden Midseason Showdown, which I will be attending. And then, yeah, I'm really excited to compete for some championship points once again and try to get my Worlds invite. And then I also got this beauty right here, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I will be playing a lot. Probably not on stream because I just want to have fun with the game right now, but it should be really exciting regardless. I wonder what kind of Charizard this is, if it's Y or X. I kind of just want to fake out Snarl here, to be honest. I think fake out Snarl is a really solid play. I could also see Charizard hard switching into the Gigalith here. It would be really bad for me. I think I want to go for knockoff. I think Volt Switch actually. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in regular form because I don't need Intimidate off just yet. It's Charizard X. That changes a lot. So Intimidate would have been valuable here, okay. But I can just Volt Switch into Gyarados, I guess. It should be able to take Flare Blitzes pretty well. And Volt Switch into Charizard. And I could have faked out right here, but I'd rather get a knockoff into Porygon 2 so I don't have to worry about its item later in the game. Because now Tapu Bulu can knock it out in one hit. So I'll go into Gyarados right here. In case he decides to Flare Blitz my Manectric turn 1. I wonder if this is Swords Dance Mega Charizard with like Trick Room Porygon 2. Because that would actually really be interesting here. We'll see. Get Intimidate off. No, just Flare Blitz. Okay, it's just gonna... As long as it doesn't burn, we should be good. Or if it's like a Thunderbolt double up. I don't think you expect Gyarados Volt switching here. Nice. Nice, no burn. Knock off. Did you trick him here or did you just like Ice Beam? Try attack. Oh. Okay, so you probably don't have Thunderbolt. That did a really solid chunk. How much do I need my Gyarados? I mean, it's nice, but I don't exactly need it. Ups against Crafty. Well, I got Tapu Bulu. Because I really want to just Supersonic Sky Strike to Charizard if I can and try to pick up a knockout, to be honest. So I think I'll just Flare Blitz the Porygon 2 for damage and Supersonic Sky Strike the Charizard. Even Charizard protects, I get chip damage, which is really nice onto that Charizard. Charizard is actually going to hard withdraw here. Go out into Scrafty. Oh, that's perfect. I get a Supersonic Sky Strike off, and even if that's -1, that's damage on Scrafty that unless you Drain Punch, you're never getting back. So I will gladly take this. This might even knock out. I'm not even sure. Maybe I shouldn't doubt Gyarados. This is Adamant Supersonic Sky Strike. This should do a lot of damage no matter what, though. So that was a really good switch from my opponent. I see what you're trying to do. You get the Intimidate off, get Scrafty into position. Maybe I think you go for Trick Room here, or you're going to try attack the Gyarados. Saving that Charizard, I definitely do agree with, though. That's a very smart play, resetting the Intimidate. But right here, I just went out for all-out offense, knowing Supersonic Sky Strike was pretty good. Oh, I almost got the KO. Flare Blitz going to come out into that Porygon. There's a good amount since it's a Violet's gone. And we get the burn. A bit unfortunate. I don't think it changes any relevant calcs as Trick Room is going to go up. Okay. Drain Punch is probably coming out. Yeah, I would assume Drain Punch is coming out. I'm just going to go out into Tapu Bulu and protect, I think. I could just Waterfall the Scrafty. I kind of want to get rid of Scrafty right away. But then again, he would be... Then again, Try Attack knocked me out at the range. I don't think it does. No, I would get a free switch in Incineroar even if Gyarados goes down. So I don't actually mind this. So I get a free switch in the Tapu Bulu. Like, Banded Woodhammer is looking really good against my opponent's team right now. So let's see. Drain Punch is going to come out. Yeah, I think you would go hard for the Drain Punch right here. Just because I feel like you want the recovery onto Scrafty, so you can maybe save it for later. But not going to get enough. Try Attack's going to come out. This should do a decent amount. Yeah, it doesn't KO. And doesn't get any status. Nice. So I do get a Waterfall off, and it is going to go out on Scrafty. And that does pick up the knockout. Nice. I kind of wish Gyarados got a bit advantage from terrain, but I'm not running Mega Gyarados on this team. Kind of a shame because I feel like if Gyarados got the terrain benefit, it would be so nice here. So let us see what my opponent's next Pokemon is. It is Gigalith. That's a problem. Rock Slide Ice Beam is definitely a play my opponent can make. I really want to get it. Okay, I think Incineroar can win the game if I get rid of Gigalith. How many turns of Trick Room are left? 3. Okay, I gotta play really smart here. You see, I don't want Continental Crush going off. I think it'd be Continental Crush and an Ice Beam, maybe. I think I'm gonna switch out Tapu Bulu into Manectric. I really don't need Manectric in this game anymore. And I'll save Gyarados, I think. And Hard Ring Incineroar, because I feel like the worst you would go for is like Rock Slide. Or you Continental Crush the Tapu Bulu slot. And like try attack here. So we'll see here. It could also be a Heavy Slam, but I'm not sure. Maybe Heavy Slam Ice Beam into that slot if you do carry it. I'm pretty sure it's just Rock Slide or Continental Crush coming out. It is Z-move coming out. And I do not mind this play. The reason I do not mind this play is because wasting the Z-move was my goal here. Wasting the Z-move is definitely my goal here. Because you're going to get a Continental Crush off yet. Unless it's targeting Gyarados for some reason. But yeah, it should always target Manectric. And now, the reason I made this play is because I need my Tapu Bulu for this Gigalith. It's my only way to handle this Gigalith. So I needed to save it. Ice Beam's going to come out, target down my Incineroar slot. Okay, no freeze, nice. Because they would have forced me to Flare Blitz right there, most likely, or go for the Unfall. And now I can bring out Tapu Bulu, play some mind games with my opponent. I feel like I could just go for a Tapu Bulu switch in. I think I Horn Leech the Porygon too, for sure. It's kind of tough. Because I really want to fake out Horn Leech to Gigalith because I don't feel like you would protect. But if you do... I could also Stone Edge to Porygon 2 slot. I think Horn Leech is the better play though. Just fake out the... I could also just fake out Porygon 2 and Horn Leech. Yeah, I'm actually going to make that play because I feel like it's safer. Because if Gigalith protects, that's fine. If it doesn't, I get a KO onto Gigalith, which is really huge here. Gigalith's just going to protect, okay. But I didn't want to, like, if I went for, like, a double up into Porygon 2, I didn't want, like, Charizard to get a free switch and then threaten me the following turn, which is why I made this play. Sandstorm plus Burn going to knock out the Porygon 2 before? Grassy Terrain should go before Burn, I think. If I remember how this works correctly. Yes, okay. Perfect. How many turns of Sandor left? 2? Sand's gonna knock out Porygon 2 the following turn. Incineroar can 1v1 to Charizard X. I feel like if I just Horn Leech... This is the last turn of Trick Room and there's still Sand turns left. Perfect. I'm gonna Horn Leech to Gigalith and switch out on Gyarados, I think. I feel like that's my safest play because... I'm not sure if my opponent can knock me out. I feel like... Did we see a download boost ever? I don't think it did. And even if it did, I think it would be an attack boost that my opponent got. So, Analytic doesn't help my opponent here. So, it doesn't get the boost. So, I'm going to go for Horn Leech and switch into Gyarados for Intimidate. So, Tapu Bulu can survive maybe a combination here. I am praying, though, that I don't get flinched. Because if I get flinched, I could lose. But I have to go off this now. Because that's the game I'm playing against this Gigalith. Try attack. So, it's not even Ice Beam. Oh, that's a pain. That's a pain. I think that cost me. It cost me. Trick Room returns. The plan was to knock out the Gigalith. Then I have Incineroar and Tapu Bulu versus Charizard X, and I don't think Charizard X can win that matchup. Now it's tricky. I guess I'm going to go for double up into Charizard, even though I know he's going to double protect here. I could Horn Leech the Gigalith, but I'm pretty sure Gigalith just protects here. Actually, do you? I really want to Horn Leech because the Charizard might not have protect. I feel like you would have protect anyway, so I'm just going to Horn Leech Gigalith and fake out. Charizard just gonna protect. I'm pretty sure it's a double protect. Yep. There's nothing I could do. I needed a Horn Leech. I think Horn Leech knocks out Gigalith because I'm choice banded. Horn Leech. Horn Leech into Gigalith. Now you just Flare Blitz the top of Blue and Rock Slide. I think I'm going to have to hope for like one Rock Slide miss. But even if I get the Rock Slide miss, I'm forced to target down this Gigalith here. Right? And then Charizard X can get free reign afterward. It's not like this Charizard's Intimidator or anything. Yeah, and I even lose the terrain. I'm just going to low kick. Unless my opponent randomly chokes here and goes for the Incineroar. Because maybe my opponent doesn't know. But you should always Flare Blitz Bulu. Yep. I'm guessing maybe like Stone Edge and Incineroar so you can guarantee that knockout. Since you have content no crush, I think you're at Stone Edge. So I need a low kick crit. I did, but I didn't even knock it out. I need a Rock Slide to miss too. Because maybe like this Charizard had Dragon Claw, maybe I could survive too. Then Sandstorm fades out and then maybe crit a low kick. But yeah, that's gonna be a good game. I feel like I played optimally. It just came down to Rock Slide Flinch. I don't think I could have prevented that because I have nothing that could reverse Trick Room or stop like this Gigalith for one turn. Yes, I had Fake Out, but obviously you can just protect and I have like no way to prevent that. So obviously game plan was just to try and get into a decent position by trying to knock out the Gigalith and pray that I didn't flinch, but got flinch. That's Pokemon for you, but not bad. I don't think it was bad. I'm not really like dissatisfied with how I played. And yeah, I think my opponent also like was just able to put Gigalith in a really good position. Like I felt like I fought because like Gigalith under Trick Room was something so scary. I can't believe I fought. I'm thinking that Gigalith is scary in 2018, but it is. The fact it's so slow, so you get those powerful Rock Slides off. Like Gigalith's attack stat's not bad. And just having to deal with like Rock Slide, like you're facing a 30% chance to flinch on each Pokemon, which is annoying. I also don't have a good Rock Resist. Even if I brought Cells, I think I brought the 4 Pokemon I needed though. Oh, I forgot to change our song. But we got our last opponent from Japan right here. Oh, it's this team. I read about this team. And we got Manectric. Great. Oh wait, there's no Celesteal on this team. Wasn't there Celesteal in the original? This is gonna be weird. Although Bulu puts in so much work against my opponent. It really does. Like Bulu puts in so much work here. Knocks out Feeny. Can knock out Landorus. Even at -1. Knocks out Manectric. Can knock out Gothitelle. Superpower can do a lot to Incineroar. I think with just a bit I can knock it out. And then the Gyarados. Okay. I'm thinking the 4 I had to bring is Manectric, Bulu, Incineroar, Gyarados. Because Celsius and Gladios just don't do too much damage. The only thing that like Gladios could do is like against that Landorus. Not even sure if I lead Manectric here. I don't think I do. I think I go Incineroar Bulu here because I think it's a really solid lead against my opponent. Gyarados Manectric in the back. I need something that can threaten Gothitelle right away because the Shadow Tag is really hard to play against. It's like such a good ability. So let's see what my opponent's gonna opt for here. I don't think you go Manectric Feeny at all. I think you might go to Snorlax route or trying to set up with Trick Room. Try to get in a good position with Gothitelle. So I'm going to have to play really well. You might also try to weaken my team so Manectric can sweep. I think I could see that as well. So top of Bulu plus Incineroar against Manectric, Gothitelle. Okay. Does Gothitelle fear a Z-move from my Incineroar? I feel like you should. Does my opponent have a good switch in? Not really, other than maybe Incineroar on my opponent's side. I wonder if I double up Gothitelle because my opponent could be afraid of the Z-move and protect, or should I just target it anyway? I think I target Gothitelle. I think Horn Leech is safe. Horn Leech plus knockoff. Manectric, yeah, as Gothitelle switches out into Incineroar. Okay. I should have targeted down the Manectric, I think. Because I think Manectric's just going to Volt Switch into the Gothitelle slot once again. And then, like, this is going to be hard. This is definitely going to be hard because now I'm trapped. I should have thought about that more. Good switch by my opponent. Guessing Snorlax is in the back. Oh, Manectric protects. Okay. No, I get to switch now. Okay, that works. That works. Okay, Hornleech. And I get to find out the item on Incineroar, which is nice. Don't do too much thanks to the Intimidate and knock off into the Incineroar. Good damage. Crit, okay. It's Z-move Incineroar. That's scary to deal with. Pretty sure Volt Switch would be coming out if anything. I'm just gonna low kick the Incineroar slot. I get Hard Switch, like double Hard Switch. Which I don't think is a bad play at all because I get Intimidate off and I don't risk like Flare Blitz or anything. So I think I'm just going to switch out Incineroar into Manectric. And I'm going to switch into Gyarados right here. Because I get Intimidate off, I can Volt Switch around, I can absorb the Volt Switch I think that comes out. Or I could absorb the Flamethrower maybe going to Tapu Bulu. I think you would Volt Switch if anything. Snorlax's not really going to change much in this position because like Manectric can't do much anything to Gyarados unless it's maybe Discharge, but you don't want Discharge on the Mega Manectric team. Or at least one of this variant. Manectric going to come out. Incineroar going to switch out. Ooh. And Gothitelle. Very nice play. Oh, my opponent tried to Volt Switch into Incineroar. Okay, nice. That works. That works, because I get the Lightning Rod boost, and now I can Dragon Dance up with my Gyarados. Nice. Although I still think Snorlax is in the back. I gotta think about this carefully. I think Manectric might Hard Switch here, so I'm just gonna Volt Switch the Manectric slot, I feel like, and Dragon Dance up with my Gyarados. I could Volt Switch Waterfall, technically, but I don't want my opponent, like, if you switch Incineroar, I want Incineroar to live, if possible. Because I don't want to, like, Snorlax getting a free switch in. As Feeney's my opponent's last Pokemon. That's a huge game changer. That's a Volt Switch into Feeney. I get a free switch into my Bulu. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking good for your boy. I went for Volt Switch there because I thought Incineroar would be coming out. That Volt Switch does so much damage. And you might be wondering why I don't Mega Evolve. The Lightning Rod here is really helpful here because it's protecting my Gyarados right here. Guess I go on a Bulu and just start clicking Banded Hornleech. My opponent really doesn't have a switch in. Manectric's not switching, and I get a Dragon Dance up. And maybe my opponent thinks I'm like Jolly Gyarados, so maybe thinks that Manectric. Unless it's like slow Manectric. I mean, I think the Manectric should at least be EV Top Speed, Mega Gengars, and Tapu Kokos, so. Dragon Dance and Trick Room? Yeah. Perfect. Now I just Hornleech Waterfall the Tapu Fini slot. Yep. Because if Incineroar wants to come in, I get the knockout onto it. I could like if you want to trap me right here, you have to switch out. Like you have to keep Gothitelle on the field. Yep, Incineroar's coming out. Perfect. What does Gothitelle do? Yep. That's what I expected because like if Gothitelle switch out Incineroar, I can switch. So that's not a big problem. Or I can protect, rotate, intimidate. So that's fine. I just need to make sure my opponent doesn't get in a position where trapping with like if my opponent gets a moment to trap me in for one turn, Incineroar can pick up a knockout. With my Choice Band and Tapu Bulu, like Choice Band and Tapu Bulu is like looking really solid right here. Because Manectric's gonna come out. And I don't think my opponent knows that I am Choice Banded Bulu and the fact that my Gyarados is not Jolly. So I'm going to go for the double up in the Manectric. There's no reason not to. Although there could be a chance that I don't really need Gyarados at all in this game. To be honest. I don't need Gyarados anymore in this game. I need it for the Intimidate. For that handling the Incineroar. I don't need that anymore. So Gyarados' job is pretty much done. I just need to get rid of Manectric now. And I feel like I have a really easy time against my opponent's team with Bulu. Manectric's going to protect, which is fine. Because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to double up anyway. Psychic's going to come out into the Tapu Bulu slot, trying to weaken it. That's good damage, though. It really does do good damage. I could also try to sack Bulu. No, I don't think I sack Bulu. I think Bulu is just so valuable. If I weaken the Manectric, I just win the game, I feel like, with my own Manectric. Or my Bulu. So I could see Gothitelle switching out into Fini. to try and weaken the power of the grassy terrain attack. Not sure if he would do that though, but that would be fine either way, because I'm not sure if he risks Feeny here, because Feeny's offensive pressure. Yeah, my opponent's going to go for it. But we'll see. This is -1 Hornleech plus neutral Waterfall. I mean, this is banded Hornleech too. So I could have targeted Feeny, got rid of it, but I feel like Game Rare Manectric's more valuable, because Feeny doesn't have any immediate offensive pressure right off the bat. Is Manectric still threatening with Intimidate? Yeah, I think Waterfall knocks it out. I'm pretty sure it does. Waterfall and a Manectric. Yeah, perfect. It's actually funny that a slow Gyarados, even at +1, is putting in so much work, but it is. It really is. Okay. Last Pokemon, Gothitelle. Is this the last hard trick from 2? It is. So I'll just Hornleech the top of Feeny slot and I'll Dragon Dance again because +1 Z bounce should be able to knock out the Feeny. And I think if you want to knock out, you have to be Specs and you have to target down the Bulu. But my opponent's going to forfeit, feeling like I don't have like any tools anymore to beat like the Gyarados plus the Bulu plus the Manectric in the back. Like even if you had Heal Pulse, like might not have mattered because I saw Incineroar and a double up in Incineroar could just knock out the Gothitelle, and then my Manectric's free to attack the Feeny. So my opponent really didn't have many outs there, it looked like, and didn't want to try, especially if it's not Specs Feeny, which I kind of doubt it is on this team. I think it'd be Calm Mind with Manectric. Like you couldn't knock out Bulu with Moonblast plus Psychic unless you got a KO. I mean not a KO, a crit, 1 crit, or 1 out of 2 crits, or a special defense drop. So I felt like I was pretty safe. You need a special defense with the Psychic specifically, and then a Moonblast. But even then, I get a free switch in Manectric. I got Dragon Dance up, and then I could like, I don't know, Volt Switch if it's on Sky Strike. Yeah, like it would have been really uphill, and I don't think my opponent thought there was a good chance. So my opponent just forfeiting there. But we're gonna be able to go positive in this episode. I feel like I'm getting a bit more familiar with this team and how this team wants to play. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, shows your support, as well as you can check out my other stuff down below, such as my social medias, my Twitch channel where I do stream. You can check out my Twitter for like tournament updates where I compete if you want to follow the scene from me. And yeah, you can check out the side series on this channel. Johto X Alola is currently going on right now, and a bunch of other stuff. And you can also check out the placement of the team down below, which has all like the IVs, EVs, move spread, well, move sets that I use for this video. So if you want to go try out the team, you can go check it out down below. But otherwise, thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a great day. I will catch you around in another video.